What is up, Pokefans? Welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Matt, and welcome to Season 7, where we climb the rank ladder till we hit Master Rank, which we have already achieved, using a team that we built from scratch. No real announcements. Tomorrow we're going to be filming our first episode for the podcast, which is going to be literally called Introductions for the episode name. And then we're going to come up with a schedule to record for our bi-weekly podcast and then come out with a date. I want to say it's probably going to be the Saturday upload because I do want to upload on Saturdays, but I do need time to relax. So once I come up with a date, I will let you guys know, and hopefully it'll be before the podcast comes out. So we'll see, and I'll do my best to let you guys know ahead of time. But with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get our first match of 5. Alrighty, our first match is ready to go. We've got Scizor, Dragonite, Iron Bundle, Abomasnow, Avalugg, that's interesting, and Electrode. A lot of people using Electrode now. I wonder why that is. Okay, so who should be in our roster for this grand evening? So we could probably assume, or at least surmise, that Iron Bundle and Avalugg have to do with some sort of build with Abomasnow. So maybe a Blizzard Open is something that we'll be seeing. We'll bring in Torkoal and I want to say Fluttermane, maybe Great Tusk could be best. I mean, we could walk in with Chien-Pao, and Chien-Pao would take advantage of the snow. Let's go ahead and go Fluttermane first, Great Tusk, and we'll bring in Chien-Pao. We won't worry about our Tailwinder. It doesn't look like this team is going to be set up perfectly for Tailwind, but we just need to offset that Blizzard nonsense that we could be seeing. And it's a direct counter to Abomasnow, which is really, really interesting, but Torkoal does go last. Dragonite and Iron Bundle. Interesting stuff. So Iron Bundle will probably have Quark Drive with the energy booster. They did not. So with that, we are well on our way to go up with the... You know what? We'll go with the Eruption and the Moonblast to Iron Bundle. So right into that slot to knock out the Iron Bundle. No, it knocks it down to a Sash. Interesting. So sacrificing its speed to survive one more attack. Chill Water will go into the Torkoal. Drops its attack. Are you going to do extreme speed? Oh, because you dropped its attack, Eject Pack will now kick in and knock it backwards. So here we go with the Chien-Pao. I could go in Great Tusk, but I think Chien-Pao is a little bit better. Now, Dragonite, what are you going to do? Earthquake? Knock out your own Pokemon. Interesting stuff there. Abomasnow now comes out now. It's going to change the weather. Knocks out Fluttermane's photosynthesis, which is totally fine. So I'm going to knock it out now. I'm going to double into the Dragonite slot. It probably has some sort of choice item. I'm not sure. We'll see in just in a little bit. It's probably got multi-scale as well and not using any type of shenanigans like Inner Focus. I really shouldn't say shenanigans because Inner Focus is still good. I don't know if it's useful now. Especially with Regulation D right around the corner. Okay, we've got Dragonite terraforming into Steel. So my Moonblast isn't going to do a whole lot of damage, but Great Tusk in the back will have a grand old day taking out this Pokemon. So Moonblast won't do anything, but we'll drop the special attack. Ice Spinner into that slot will also do nothing. Dragonite will now do the Earthquake, which hits everyone, including Abomasnow. Will knock out the Fluttermane, unfortunately. And Giga Drain to knock out Chien-Pao. Which leaves the two Pokemon in the back. I think Dragonite is choiced somehow. We'll now bring in our Great Tusk and Torkoal. Take out the snow here. Okay, so the best option that I have out of this predicament is to Eruption and Headlong Rush. We're gonna Headlong Rush into the Dragonite and Eruption into both slots, thinking that we would be able to outspeed one or both of them. At least Great Tusk is going to be outspeeding Dragonite for sure. Now, I do apologize for the stuff that's happening outside. I should have mentioned that earlier in the video. We do have maintenance around in our duplex doing landscaping work, so noises is going to appear here and there, and I can't really do anything about it. So, but we'll see what's going to happen here. Extreme Speed into the Torkoal slot will not knock it down. Gets it about half, but Headlong Rush will go right into that slot to knock out the Dragonite. So we know it's not a choice item. Now, Giga Drain onto the Great Tusk, which will one-hit KO it, unfortunately. That kind of sucks. But now, it faints, and Torkoal now does a not so well-rounded Eruption into the Abomasnow, which will also one-hit KO it. So now, the Pokemon count should be 1-1. Who is it? Scizor. All right. We may not survive Mach Punch or Bullet Punch, but we'll give it a try. We're going to Terra Fire, Overheat into that slot and see if we could somehow survive. Maybe Great Tusk would have survived if we had used our Terra Fire against the Abomasnow, because then at least Giga Drain wouldn't have done so much. Thief will steal nothing. Well, here is Overheat and boom, one-hit KO right into the Scissor slot, and we'll knock it out. And we barely won by a hair because Thief was gonna steal an item that Torkoal didn't have anymore. Alrighty, and our second match is ready to go. We've got Azumarill, Breloom, Fluttermane, Mousehold, that poison normal looking thing over there, Grafferigger or something, and Iron Moth. Very interesting team setup that we have here. So, okay, I'll have to look at that later. All right, so what do we do about this team? So Iron Moth is right now set up to be like a Sludge Wave Hammer with a Gork Drive. I think it does get access to Tailwind. I want to say that I've seen it use it, but I don't really think that this team really uses it that much. But we do see quite a few Pokemon that we could take advantage of for sure. So I think we're gonna walk in with our Torkoal Great Tusk thing right up front. Champao in the back, and we could probably get away with Fluttermane in there as well, just to kind of swip in and out. There's mainly special attackers. I mean, Mousehold could be a physical attacker, but we got Breloom that's physical, Azumarill that's physical, Iron Moth that's special, that Grafferig thing that is special, I think. I know that it has Prankster, but it also has Unburdened too. So hopefully it's not the Unburdened build, because if it's Unburdened, that's going to be really, really hard to come over, especially with me not walking in with Tailwind. But we'll see. Yep. Grafify and Fluttermane. Let's go. Okay, we'll start off with the Drought, Photosynthesis for them, and Special Attack was heightened. And I'm walking in with a Photosynthesis of my own, but my attack was heightened. Okay, so we're gonna protect here on Torkoal, and we're gonna just straight off go with the Earthquake. Headlong Rush would probably be a little bit better, but I'm afraid that Fluttermane is going to do something different. Terra into the Flutter Mane to get... Okay. And that is a Terra Fairy. Seems normal so far. Okay, Torkoal protects himself. Switcheroo with the Draft Rig, which the Graffififi. So he swapped my choice item for a Flame Orb. It's totally fine. Dazzling Gleam from the Flutter Mane will not go into the Torkoal because it's protected, and it should live. It does not. But the Switcheroo kind of did nothing, really. Like, it seemed helpful at the time, but I don't know if it's helpful now. What do we do? I think we'll go into our own Flutter Mane here. Okay, so now we get a speed increase. So I'm going to go ahead and Helping Hand my Flutter Mane. Terra Fairy, because why not? And I'll do my own Dazzling Gleam, because his is Life Orb. He does a little bit more damage because he's got Life Orb, but he's not locked into anything. So he could potentially protect and negate most of the damage that I'm outputting here. And he could Switcheroo again, but I don't know if he would want to. He does Switcheroo, but with his own Pokemon to give him Choice Scarf. And him with the Life Orb. Mine will still go first because of the fact that I'm based on speed. And I will knock out the Flutter Mane. And I will take about 3/4 away from the Graffrey as well. Okay, next up is Azumarill. Swap out the Torkoal to bring on Chien-Pao. And we'll go ahead and continue with the Dazzling Gleam. Well, maybe it wasn't half. Or 3/4. It looked like it was a lot. Probably like 60%. 60, 65, I would say. Okay, so we swap out Torkoal for Chien-Pao. Save a little bit more on the energy there. To lower down everyone's defenses. He will use Encore, but it doesn't affect the Chien-Pao. Dazzle Gleam. Right into the 2 slots. Will not knock out the Graffifi, but Play Rough will go into Flutter Mane and will knock it out. Huge power coming in from that slot. Okay, now we'll bring in the Torkoal here. And we'll go ahead and... Wow, nothing's like really affecting Azumarill, huh? Alright, we'll go ahead and just hit into that slot. And... why not? Eruption. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? It's a 2v3. One's almost out here, out of the way, so maybe. Switcheroo on the Torkoal. That's cool. So I get Life Orb and he gets Charcoal. Oh no, the Eject Pack. It's totally fine. Ice Spinner into the Azumarill. Take it down to 2/3. Play Rough into that slot, and it looks like Chien-Pao avoided the attack, and here comes the Eruption from downtown, knocking out both Pokemon. And because now I have Life Orb, that's going to do a lot more damage. Oh, so now this goes from a 2-on-3 to a 2-on-1. And Torkoal loses a little bit of HP because of the fact of... yes. Okay, Breloom with its Mach Punching status here. We're going to go ahead and maybe say Sucker Punch. Well, Sucker Punch won't do anything. We'll click Ice Spinner. We'll see what Torkoal can do. Oh, Torkoal just pretty much kills it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just helping hand the Chien-Pao, because he has to hit Chien-Pao twice to knock it out, because, you know, Focus Sash. Ice Spinner into that slot to the Breloom, and it will be one hit KO'd. And that is the end of match number 2. Not bad. Switcheroo is one of those techs that it's really fun to mess with, but it could also screw you. Alrighty, match number 3 is up and ready to go. We've got a trick room set up pretty much. We've got Indity female with we've got Grafifi, Fifi, Lilligant, Torkoal, Bronzong, and Ting-Lu. So obvious trick room setup with the Lilligant being like the obvious outlier to outspeed almost everybody. She hit, like, her stats hit 312 under Chlorophyll, and that's with hers. But I have Jump Bluff, which is faster than Lilligant. The thing is, though, if I don't plan this correctly, I will end up getting overrun, because obviously this is a trick room setup with a couple of people that can be outliers. It's going to be really, really hard to really pilot through this, because I don't want to bring in my own Torkoal, but I will bring in someone that can help with Torkoal. We'll bring in Great Tusk and Jump Bluff, Fluttermane, and Gyarados. Yes, that's who we'll bring in. I felt confident about this team. I'm hoping that it does really, really well. Again, I just want to prevent myself from getting outsped by Lilligant and even Torkoal. So that after you stuff is no joke. I won season 4 with that strat. So it's really strong. And it comes out with the Torkoal Lilligant. Let's go. So this is going to be a very interesting match, to say the least. So Drought, Photosynthesis meet each other. We've done this before, but now I'm going to go ahead and get set up with the Tailwind, and then the Earthquake. Actually, no, Headlong Rush into the Torkoal slot, because After You isn't going to do anything for me now. I think I have 320 speed under Sun, which is much higher than Lilligant's 312. I think, yep, here comes Tailwind, and now my team is faster, and now Headlong Rush from Great Tusk will go into that slot and knock out Torkoal all the way around. And I do get stat drops, but Torkoal is out of here. That strat is now useless. Lilligant now uses After You, so I'm sorry. Sorry, Lilligant, but that strat is now out of here. Woo! Dodged a real bullet there. I love that After You strategy, but this is the reason why I'm not using Lilligant in this season, and I used Jump Love, just because of the fact that, one, that this is a complete counter to that strategy almost. Almost. I don't want to say it is, but almost. It gets pretty close. But the rest of the team, though, Indity, Grafifi, the Pokemon we just saw a little bit before with its Switcheroo, could cause some problems, but at the same time, it's like something that you want to be wary of. We'll go ahead and Pollen Puff the Lilligant to do just a little bit more damage. Headlong Rush into the Grafifi spot, just to kind of do a little bit of damage here and there. Now, Lilligant still can do After You, but Grafifi is Prankster, unless it does its Unburdened thing, in which then doubles its speed. But right now I have Tailwind, and I'm locked into Headlong Rush, so I'm looking pretty decent for the time being. But I want to know what they're planning on doing. Terra next on their side, and it's going to be the Grafifi, and he's flying. Interesting. All right, so Great Tusk is going to Headlong Rush into that slot, which isn't going to do a whole lot, but I'm going to Pollen Puff into Major Lilligant. So if it does have Sash, it's going to be broken. And Lilligant will use the Sleep Powder on the Great Tusk, which will avoid, and Sword Stance on the Graffifi, which is totally fine. But I'm going to Sleep Powder that slot now because I know what you're doing, and I'm going to swap into Flutter Mane to get even the double speed. Even more of a boost of a speed. I think Tailwind should burn out next turn. I think I have 2 turns. I think. I should really like have a counter. Maybe I should set up a Notion thing for battles and just like click this, click that, and it tells me how many turns. That'd be kind of dope. That would be kind of cool. Like someone make a plugin so like when you're battling, you can click stuff for like effects. Like put in your Pokemon, put like +1 this, -1 this, so you get like accounts and stuff. That'd be pretty dope. Oh, someone's already built. No, just kidding. Just kidding. That'd be cool, huh? All right, Sleep Powder into that slot. Lilligant, being its Lilligant things, probably is going to do its own Sleep Powder. But nope, Leaf Storm into the Flutter Mane slot, which isn't going to do a whole lot of damage because it's no longer Great Tusk. And Graffifi is now asleep. So how long do I have Tailwind? Tailwind goes for 1 more turn. I'm going to Pollen Puff, Flutter Mane here, Thunderbolt, that Graffifi slot. I'm kind of leaving, you know, Lilligant alone. Right now, it can't really do anything to Jump Bluff. So yeah. It can't really do a whole lot. It can't sleep them, and I could sit here and do Tailwind. They'll withdraw Lilligant because of the -2, I believe, to bring out Indity, which is going to stop me from using priority moves, but I don't really use priority moves. I didn't bring in a Chanpao, so right now it's not going to make a difference. But it will access Graffifi's item, which is the Psychic Seed, so it is the unburdened strat for that, but it also raises its special defense, so it may survive the Thunderbolt. We'll see. It does, with very little HP to spare. And Tailwind's now gone. We'll go ahead and do Tailwind again. Yes, Tailwind again, and we'll Thunderbolt Graffifi again. I don't think it's Prankster. Sword Stance would have activated long before anyone else's turns have, and it went last. So this might be the Unburdened set, which while it's asleep, it's not going to do a whole lot. And now that Flutter Mane's here in the sun, it's got 300 something. So there's that. Indeed becomes the main source of attention due to Follow Me. I Tailwind again. So you survive 1 more turn, Graffifi. Graffifi is still asleep. I'm just now going to Pollen Puff into that slot. Sunlight faded. Photosynthesis wore off, so it's no longer 307. It's now 205. Well, realistically 410. Because 205 times 2 is a lot. And we'll just Thunderbolt into both slots. We'll see what happens. Indity does the Follow Me. Flutter Mane attacks first. It goes, hey, Thunderbolt into that slot. Indity goes down. Now, Pollen Puff will now attack into Graffifi, which hopefully will knock it out. It does not. It gets really, really close though, but it does not. And it wakes up! Hi, welcome back to the party. Acrobatics. Right into the Flutter Mane slot. We'll knock it out, unfortunately. That's just how it goes sometimes. Okay, we'll swap into the Gyarados now. And they're going to bring out Lilligant. Intimidate now goes off, lowering down people's attacks. Pollen Puff into Lilligant slot. And Waterfall into Graffifi's slot. Well, let's Terra Steel into that slot. That's what we'll do. We'll Terra Steel and go right into that slot. We still have Tailwind. I double his speed, so I don't really have to worry about that too much. Man, Jump Up has been a huge winner in this team. So now I Terra Steel. Because I don't really know what to use the Terra for. I mean, I could Terra Great Tusk into Fire, which would like make Leaf Storm weaker, but I also want to make Lilligant think that I'm going to go into that slot. Oh, Graffifi used Acrobatics, so it outspeeds my Pokemon, but I am Terra Steel, not very effective. Even with Acrobatics, here goes Waterfall into that slot, knocking out the Graffifi. And Leaf Storm into that slot as well. Will not do a whole lot of damage, but nice try. And it lowers your attack 2 spaces. And now I get Citrus Berry, and now I'm healthy. I'll Puff into that slot. And just to be funny, we're gonna Thunder Wave you. No, we'll just call it good. We'll Lilligant. Oh, battle is canceled. Never mind. I was gonna Waterfall you, but nice try. Nice try. Alrighty, match number 4 is ready to go. We've got Sylveon, Sableye, Pelipper, Screamtail, Clodsire, and Iron Hand. An interesting team comp. 2 Pokemon that we are currently worried about, which is Sylveon and Screamtail. I don't really have an answer to either one of those Pokemon. Like, since we got rid of our knockoff thing, we can't really do anything. I mean, I can sleep people with Jump Bluff and stuff like that. Sableye is dark, so Fluttermane can take him out, no problem. Clodsire is a very interesting Pokemon as well. I'm not really 100% sure how to take that one out, essentially. But we got Pelipper, which is going to do some rain stuff. So we should probably be notable for that 100% of the way. So let's see. A lot of these Pokemon seem to be physically built. So I think we'll walk in with our Torkoal Fluttermane, which we will set up Sun. We'll bring in Gyarados, and I think we'll bring in the Jump Bluff in the back. And we'll leave Great Tusk and Chanpao home. We're leaving those 2 behind because I don't know if like it'll help with Iron Hands for sure. But I can also do a little bit more stuff. So Iron Hands and Sableye, both Fake Out users. That's interesting. But Iron Hands is also weak against, you know, Fluttermane. Okay, so Speed was heightened. We don't really want to do anything with Torkoal this round. We're going to protect, and we're just going to Dazzle Gleam both of these. Because Fake Out from either one of these Pokemon could be dangerous, and I don't want to get hit with it. So Fake Out goes right into the Torkoal slot. And Dazzle Gleam will knock out the Sableye 1 hit. And brings Iron Hands to a little less than half. Heavy Slam will go into the Fluttermane. I was really hoping to survive a little bit longer, but I will take that. It's not a problem. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get set up here with Jump Bluff. And they sent out Pelipper, which turns off the sun. I'm okay with, because I'll just switch into Gyarados, and I will sleep. Actually, I will Terra first. Sleep the Pelipper. He withdraws Iron Hands to bring out Sylveon. Good choice. I retreat Torkoal to bring out Gyarados. So here comes the Intimidates. And I will Terra my Jump Bluff here from grass to water. It's grass flying, but now it's water. Now I'm not going to be hit. Okay, protect on the Pelipper. I'm not going to be hit with Hurricane because that was one thing I was worried about. Sleep Powder goes off, goes right into the protect. Can't do anything about that. So now I will go ahead and Thunder Wave the Pelipper, and I'll Sleep Powder the Sylveon, because I should be faster than both. Pelipper's ability is Drizzle, so it doesn't have anything to increase its speed. And Sylveon's usually has Throat Spray, so that's where I'm getting the feeling here. Okay, Sleep Powder into that slot will not affect the Sylveon due to safety goggles, but I will Thunder Wave into the Pelipper to get that 50% every so often paralyzed. And Terra Blast will go into Gyarados, which won't do a whole lot. Hurricane into the Jump Bluff slot, which will do about half, a little bit more than I would like, but a little bit more. We're gonna Thunder Wave into Sylveon, and I'm gonna Tailwind. He didn't attack before me, so I don't think Tailwind right now would be beneficial. We'll swap out the Jump Bluff. We'll bring out Torkoal to reset the sun. Makes Hurricane less effective. Thunder Wave into the Sylveon, paralyzing it. Hurricane into the Torkoal slot. Oh, that's a lot of damage, and gets the confusion. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Terra Blast again goes into the Gyarados slot, which will also do a lot of damage. I wonder if that's... I don't want to say they're the choice, but it's like, are they? We'll protect here, and I will overheat the Sylveon the slot. Withdrew Pelipper. They're gonna reset it to get it off of this weather. Gonna bring out Iron Hands. Protect here. No, Sylveon can't be. That's right. I'm dumb. It's like, wait, it's got safety goggles. Why would it have a choice item? Why would I forget that? Okay, here comes my Terra. So nothing really happened on that turn. Sunlight for 3 more turns. It's gonna lose its luster here in just a little bit, though. Let's see, what do I want to do? I can Pollen Puff into the Gyarados. Yeah, let's do that. Give it a little bit more health. Here you go. Have some health. Almost back up to full. Waterfall into the Sylveon, which isn't going to do a whole lot. Thunder Punch. Shucks. They don't even need to switch out to Pelipper at this point. Terra Blast into this from Sylveon to Jump Left will knock out my team. Ah. We had 3 wins in a row. Now we get humbled and lose 1. So now we're 3-1. Alrighty, and our 5th and final match of the day is ready to go. We've got Vivillon, Annihilate, Abomasnow, Iron Bundle, Chi-Yu, and Tinglu. Not Chi-Yu, but Chi and Pao. Wow. Sometimes speaking is hard. All right, so in this particular setup, we do have to worry about Vivillon with the Intimidate as well as Tailwind. Annihilate because he likes to get punched in the face, and with his bulk up build, he gets punched in the face quite nicely. Abomasnow and Iron Bundle for the obvious Blizzard Open, and then Qian Pao and Tinglu because they're runic Pokemon and answer to a lot of Pokemon, especially for Regulation D. So, what kind of setup are we gonna walk in here with? It's gonna be very interesting. I think Torkoal, maybe Splattermane. That's probably like a good open. Jump off in the back, just so that if we need to sleep people, we can. And I'm not really interested in the intimidate, so I think Gyarados will stick out. Qian Pao would be useful, but it doesn't really do anything to Abomasnow. It wouldn't do anything to Annihilate either. We'll bring in Great Tusk, since we only have like 5 seconds. Sometimes when you're picking a team of 4 and you only have a minute and a half to do it, it becomes hard, because you kind of have to decide which one's going to be best for any situation. It's like, maybe these 4. It's interesting. All right, names I can't read. We got Qian Pao and Ting Lu versus Fluttermane and Torkoal. Oh, Sucker Punch is going to be a thing right now. So right now, Fluttermane needs to leave. Torkoal needs to protect. Because Sucker Punch right now puts Fluttermane in danger. Yes, and we'll swap out to Great Tusk. And the same could be said for like Torkoal, right? Like him being available, but he's going to protect this turn, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. But I have to be really cautious of that Sucker Punch. And they withdrew Qian Pao to bring out Abomasnow. Takes off the sun. I protect. What does Ting Lu do? Ting Lu will do Earthquake. It's a good switch-in option. I can't complain with that. We're going to overheat the Abomasnow. And we're going to close combat. Does it do both? No, we're going to close combat the Ting Lu. It's really, really bulky, but I need to get him down. Weak enough to where I can do a little bit more damage. I do move slower, but that's okay. Great Tusk has done his job at this point. I was just really afraid of the Earthquake. Or at least being Sucker Punched by a Qian Pao. Earthquake now. We'll take out the Torkoal. Ugh. Ooh, Ting Lu. Coming in and sweeping the team. Oof. Alright, Jump Bluff. Come on out. Earthquakes ain't gonna do much about against him. And neither is Fluttermane, but I do need to change his Terra immediately. Sleep Powder the Abomasnow. It's the best option that I have. Abomasnow could have Light Clay. No, it's got Life Orb. That's right. It's losing health because of its own attacks. So it's not going to have Safety Goggles. It's not going to have Weakness Policy. It's not going to have any of that. Ting Lu retreats to bring out, I think, Qian Pao? Nope, Iron Bundle. With the Quark Drive, which is totally fine. I think I'm going to knock him out anyway. I'm going to Terra my Jump Bluff from Grass Flying to just Water. Take out my ×4 against ice attacks. Ice Shard. Ooh. Good call. Good call. That would have knocked me out for sure. We're gonna go ahead and Moonblast into the Iron Bundle slot. Knock it out. 1-hit KO. Get out of here. Thank you very much. The Sleep Powder to completely get ignored. Oh, doesn't have... Oh, yeah, he's grass. Duh. Tailwind would have probably been better there. Tailwind for sure. Moonblast into Tinglu. Tailwind. Because that's gonna happen. He's not using Ice Shard again. I mean, he could, but there'd be no point. I use Tailwind to double my speed, but now what does Abomasnow do? Energy Ball, which is going to do a little bit of damage. By little, I mean a lot, because apparently that was a lot. Now Chan Pao comes out, and if it's got Sucker Punch, it's going to win. There's no way I can really come back from that. But it's losing health by its own attacks. But now with that, I can only hope that they both don't own Ice Shard. Which, if that's the thing, you've got me. If you like Sucker Punch and Ice Shard, you've got me. Like there's not a whole lot I can do after that, unfortunately. So what do I do? I mean, I can't swap to like Dazzling Gleam because that doesn't really do a whole lot. I just want to see its specs. I know that I can't click it. Yeah, why not? We'll attack the Abomasnow. Abomasnow. They will now Terra. And it's going to be the Chan Pao. And you are fire. Okay. I can dig that. But I went to that guy first. Thinking that you had Sucker Punch or Ice Shard. Doesn't seem like you have either one. You went for the Ice Spinner, which is going to do definitely a lot of damage. I mean, it is Flutter Mane with hardly any investment in an HP or defense. But not bad. We went 3 and 2. Can't complain. Alrighty, and our first match is ready to go. We've got Iron Hands, Flutter Mane, Chan Pao, Chi-Yu, Wu Chen, and Ting Lu. Okay. I think someone went ham on all the runic Pokemon. Most likely it's someone that's going to be testing to see which one is better and which different sets. So this is going to be a very interesting battle altogether. We're going to walk in with Torkoal though and Flutter Mane because a lot of those Pokemon except for Chi-Yu is weak against this Flutter Mane. Great Tusk to cover the Chi-Yu aspects. Will also cover for Iron Hands. He's really, really strong. So we're going to have that. And I kind of want to have Jump Bluff, but it might not be good with Chan Pao. I could bring in my own Chan Pao. Like another fighting type user would be like really, really helpful here. I don't think Gyarados is going to be helpful. It would for like Iron Hands and Ting Lu, but one Chan Pao, but not for Flutter Mane, Chi-Yu, and Wu Chen. Okay, so I think we're going to go in with the Jump Bluff. I do like the option of using Sleep Powder. Not everyone's going to have some sort of way to get rid of, sleeping, but it is something. Alrighty, let's see how this turns out. 4 types of dark Pokemon. Holy cow. Both the gourmets. Okay, Wu Chen and Ting Lu. Okay. This is interesting. We got special attack down and attack down. I have Torkoal with his thing here. With the photosynthesis. And I'm going to go ahead and Helping Hand the Flutter Mane. Terrorize, and we're just going to let loose with a Dazzling Gleam. I don't think it'll KO. I don't like these two are super bulky. Super bulky. One or both of my Pokemon are going to fall. I think that's going to be the option. I should have swapped out for Jump Bluff. I think that's like the better option. But I already clicked it. There's nothing much I could do. And I'm definitely going before any of these two. I don't think Torkoal has a problem getting over these two. I'm not 100% sure. I think Ting Lu is faster. But we'll see. Nothing happens on their side. We hit and almost with the double knockout. Light Screen comes up with the Wu Chen. Lower special moves and the Snarl comes out from the Ting-Lu. Okay. Oh, special drops. That's gonna get rid of our Torkoal real quick. Thank you for that. Because now we're going to bring out the Great Tusk. And he's gonna do a lot of damage. I can't click Earthquake. So that's a thing. But okay, now we know that Ting-Lu has leftovers. Interesting. Why does Ting-Lu have leftovers? Not very effective there. I mean, close combat will affect both of them. Probably Wu Chen's going to retreat. We'll give that a shot, and we'll Dazzle Gleam the two of them. I think Wu Chen is going to be swapped out. Dazzle Gleam will come out from the Fluttermane, so they're not getting swapped out at all. And oh, Ting-Lu survives with just barely any HP left, thanks for the leftovers. But close combat comes in and knocks it out. And Great Tusk takes -1 in defenses and special defenses. Ooh. They're all the Gourmet. Okay. So we got Qian Pao and Iron Hands. Okay. So Great Tusk now outspeeds, but we're locked into close combat. We're also locked into Dazzling Gleam on the slot. So I guess we're just going to do both of those and hope for the best. Right now, Qian Pao might be able to knock out Fluttermane, but will not do enough damage to Great Tusk. And I mean, Iron Hands could have used Fake Out, and it does on the Fluttermane. It's totally fine. So Fluttermane couldn't move, but now we got close combat for the Chi-Yu, and Chi-Yu hangs on due to its Focus Sash. And now here comes Ice Spinner to the Great Tusk with its -2, and obviously that's the KO. That is the definite knockout. Now we're gonna bring out Torkoal because that's the better option here. It's the better option because of the fact that both of these Pokemon are gonna really take advantage of Jump Bluff, so I don't really want to send them out. But we will go ahead and get the 2. Maybe Eruption would have been better here. Because now Sucker Punch can go into Fluttermane and possibly knock it out. It is minus... No, it's not minus anything. It's just the defense is dropped to like nothing. It's like 0.75 that you have to times it by for its natural defenses. It will not Sucker Punch, I think. Is it Sucker Punch? No Sucker Punch. Dazzling Gleam comes out from the Fluttermane and will do a lot of damage to Qian Pao and knocks Iron Hands down to half. Heavy Slam goes right into that slot, knocking out the Fluttermane. At this point in time, it's totally fine. I think the damage has been done at this point. I can't swap out now, so once the sun is gone, it's just gone. But now Jump Bluff comes out. Torkoal can go ahead and just use Overheat because why not? And I'm gonna go ahead and just use Sleep Powder and hopefully sleep the Iron Hands. Because I've used My Terra. Have they used theirs? I don't think they've used theirs at all. But at this point in time, would you? Like, would there be any reason to? Sleep Powder will go into that slot, puts Iron Hands asleep. Like how it just eyes change just slightly. And because he's asleep, Torkoal does the overheat. Oh, will not knock him out. Gets pretty close though. Sunlight has faded. Now he's asleep. I'm just gonna go ahead and just use Eruption, because why not? And Giga Drain, because why not? Giga Drain. Oh, won't do nothing. Very little is taken out from Iron Hands. He's asleep though. And here's an Eruption. And down goes Iron Hands. Neat. First match. We're gonna pause it right here. It's still gonna, I'm not gonna touch anything, but I'm seeing a little bit of stuttering, so I'll be right back. And we're back. Yeah, it seemed to work itself out. I know that OBS just recently had an update, so I don't know. I don't know what the problem was, but here you go. Let's continue. Match number 2. Alrighty, so match number 2 is ready to go. We've got King Lu, Great Tusk, Amoonguss, Fluttermane, Arcanine, and Iron Bundle. A pretty good assortment of Pokemon here. Something I would see in a regional team for sure. Okay, so who do we bring in? Who do we bring in? What do we do? Torkoal and Fluttermane. Actually, not Fluttermane. We're going to bring in Great Tusk because then we might see the Arcanine open. I do not see anyone with Defiance, so I could bring in Gyarados for this, but would there be a reason to? I don't think so. We'll bring in Chien-Pao this time. I kind of want to bring in Fluttermane, but Jumpluff does sound like a really good option. It would disrupt Ting Lu and Great Tusk. Wouldn't really do anything to Amoonguss. Well, yeah, actually, it would disrupt the Amoonguss. No spore. No sporing for him. We'll bring in the Fluttermane. I don't think it's going to really make a whole lot of difference if I have to deal with Amoonguss, since I have Torkoal with me. And this isn't a Trick Room team. Although having, Sleep Powder and Tailwind is pretty, boss. All right, so we got Amoonguss and Arcanine. So we automatically get hit with an Intimidate for Great Tusk and Amoonguss. But we get the Drought, so now I get a boost. Height was increased. Or height. Attack was increased. And Torkoal leaves because Intimidate, and I'll bring in the Chien-Pao to deal with the threat of Amoonguss. I don't think Amoonguss is going to survive a whole lot of stuff from Chien-Pao, especially if I do this and do the Earthquake into both slots. Even at -1, there's a good chance that this Amoonguss isn't going to live this turn, depending on what they do next. So, make your move. What do? I mean, you can Will-O-Wisp with the Arcanine, but I have Scarf, and now I have major attack boost minus the 1. So I think it averages out because like the Photosynthesis is like +1, and then you get -1, so it like evens out a bit. Who knows? But I'm gonna go into the Flying type Chien-Pao. So I ignore all Earthquakes. Protect on the Arcanine, that's a good going. I'll then Earthquake. It'll ignore Chien-Pao. Goes straight into the Amoonguss slot. Oh, that's not enough, but Ice Spinner might. Oh, and that is definitely a one-hit KO. I was hit with a Rocky Helmet, which busts my Focus Sash, but that's okay. That is A-okay. So, Great Tusk is locked into Earthquake now. I don't think it's a huge problem. But now I have a Cork Drive. Oh boy, okay. I'm gonna Sucker Punch that slot. And I'm gonna go right into the Earthquake again. Because, again, why not? I don't think I'm gonna knock out Iron Bundle. I don't really think I have a way to knock him out, or even outspeed him for that matter. I can only hope that maybe he misses. Jumpluff, you would be helpful here. I don't know why I didn't pick you. But that's okay. Can't really do anything about it now. They activate their Terra, and it's going to be the Arcanine. He transformed into a normal Arcanine, so extreme speed boost. That's neat. Makes it so that he doesn't also get hit a lot for any type of attacks. Great Tusk goes for the Earthquake. Wait, I'm faster than Iron Bundle? Did I not see speed? Or did he not invent? Oh. One, I didn't knock him out. So that's interesting. And two, Flare Blitz right into the Great Tusk slot, which isn't going to do a whole lot. And now I have to swap out Great Tusk because he's locked into Earthquake. And right now, Earthquake is not a good idea to be locked into. So I'm going to bring in the Flutter Mane. Doop doop doop. Photosynthesis, raise up its speed to 409. So Iron Bundle is bulkier. I can already tell you that because of the fact of the move set that was just used. So we're going to swap out Great Tusk for Torkoal. So usually with the combination of the two of them, right? Sucker Punch would have gotten Iron Bundle down quite a bit, and then we would have saw a little bit more damage with their Earthquake, but because Earthquake didn't do a whole lot, we're not looking at a whole lot of damage. So it's like he did definite bulk instead of speed, even though speed's probably the highest stat out of them. But that's very interesting. Alright, so Iron Bundle did protect, so he didn't get knocked out this turn, but the Arcanine is out of here. I think I have 2 more turns of the thing. Attack was heightened, so how much of Sun do I have? 2 more turns. So I'm going to Dazzling Gleam it up, and I'm going to Helping Hand the Flutter Mane. Hopefully this will knock out the Great Tusk. I don't know if Great Tusk is going to have Sash. It could. It is using Photosynthesis, and obviously no booster energy was used because that was heavily reliant on the... Oh! Okay. You now outspeed me. What? That doesn't make any sense. How does that make any sense? And he did have the Focus Sash. Okay. Great Tusk with the Focus Sash will survive with 1 HP. How did the Iron Bundle not outspeed? That's so weird. That's so weird. He should have... Does Great Tusk outspeed Iron Bundle? No, that can't be true. Anyway, I know how Qian Pao outspeed Sucker Punch, priority. That does the thing. But I'm not sure about everything else. Anyway, I think this is going to be the end unless he protects here. So, good game. He does protect, so my attacks go into our protects, which is good, but still good game. Oh, wow, he's even faster than Flutter Mane. Did I miss something here? Flutter Mane at this point in time has 309. Everyone's pro since this is wore out because the sun's gone. Again, I don't think it really matters at this point, but we're gonna just go ahead and attack. Okay, battle's canceled. Hey, we won a second match. I'm still don't understand the speed tie. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think, because I'm lost. Alrighty, so our third match is ready to go. We've got Garganacl, Grimmsnarl, Chi-Yu, Water Tauros, Gastrodon, and Golden Go. Okay, so the elephant in the room, Garganacl. I don't like him but everyone else seems pretty doable. Okay, so we got a couple answers. I don't really know what to do with the water Tauros at the moment, but I could definitely think of a way to deal with him with open up with Torkoal, Fluttermane. I think an open with one of these two is pretty good. I don't have any worries about an Intimidator. I think Tauros does. I think he intimidates, which if he's Brow out first, that's dope because then, you know, Great Tusk can come in and kind of wreck his face a little bit. I think he's dark, so he could be problem a little bit. But we'll bring in Jumpluff for the sleep support. Since we're not going to be really focusing on physical damage here, or at least lowering physical damage with like Gyarados, we don't really need to. I mean, we could bring in Chi and Pao. It would really help with the Golden Go and like the Chi Yu, but that's what, you know, Great Tusk is for. We'll come in with this squad. Let's see what happens. Match number 3. Whew. I apologize if it seems like I'm all over the place. I'm a little hyped up on caffeine at the moment. Morning coffee and all that. Alrighty, let's see what you got for me. Alright, Chi-Yu and Grimmsnarl. Neat. Okay, special defense. All surrounding Pokemon are now weakened except for itself, and I droughted. So Fluttermane now gets a boost, and he goes to 307. I think it is. Might be 309. Okay. Very effective. I mean, Chi-Yu is going to be faster than me for sure. But I'm going to protect Torkoal. And I'm just going to straight up Moonblast the Grimmsnarl. Because why not? This usually knocks him out. Light Screen goes off from the Grimmsnarl. Special moves are protected. Moonblast into that slot will knock him out. Hallelujah. See you later. Okay, so Chi-Yu, what are you going to do? Heat Wave? It's going to miss the Torkoal because of Protect. Now, how about Fluttermane? It will hit the Fluttermane and will not knock it out, but it gets pretty close. I'm proud of you, Chi-Yu. I am. Super proud. Garganacl is the next Pokemon. Okay. Okay. What do I do here? Let's just click Eruption, just so I can see what Fluttermane can do. I mean, it does quite a bit of damage. It's just normal on Chi-Yu. So let's Helping Hand the Fluttermane. Terra, Moonblast, Chi-Yu. I think that's the play here. I think that's the better option. I can give it to like Jumpluff to make it survive, but that opens up with Salt Cure on that side of the field. Put in a lot of my faith into Fluttermane right now to hopefully knock out the Chi-Yu. Helping Hand with a stab move plus Fairy Terra on a neutral party. Hit. And it gets down to Sash. Oh, not Sash, just 1 HP because it can. Oh, boy. That was so close. But in the back, we do have Great Tusk, which is why I was like, I don't really want to do anything. But I need to now get Torkoal out of there. Salt Cure is going to knock him out if I'm not careful. So I'm just going to do the double switch. Well, I get one free switch in. So we're going to do Great Tusk. Get a boost in photosynthesis. And I'm going to swap out the Torkoal for Jumpluff. And who gets hit a lot for that? Oh, both of them do? Okay, let's do that. Earthquake, get up. Let's go. I'm in the sun. So my attack gets +1. Essentially +1. And I'm scarfed. So this is going to hurt quite a bit. Here you go. Have some of this. Chi-Yu goes down and Garganacl gets knocked down 2/3. About 65 to 70%. Salt Cure will now go into the Jumpluff, which is super effective, but I can at least have a couple more moves. So Golden Go is the last one that gets brought up. We cannot sleep it due to gold power. So we can sleep the Garganackle and prevent another Salt Cure, but I don't think that's going to be the thing anymore. So I'm going to Giga Drain it instead, and I'm going to continue with my overpowering Earthquakes. Next up is a Terra on their side. It's going to be for the Golden Go. Are you Ghost? Okay. Gets rid of your Steel type weakness, but you are Ghost still. Wide Guard on the... Wide Guard on the Garganackle, which isn't going to... It's going to prevent the Earthquake from hitting him, which is great because that also protects Golden Go. That's it. That's a good read there. But do I survive? Whatever Golden Go is going to do. Doesn't affect Jump Bluff. Golden Go does make it rain. Oh, Jump Bluff and Great Tusk will both survive. Good going. And he gets a -1. Okay, so now I have to plan this carefully. I'm going to Pollen Puff, Great Tusk. And I'm going to go ahead and do this again. Protect, but it fails because Wide Guard and Protect are on the same wavelength. You can't just double up into one. So I'm going to do that. Earthquake, it's not going to affect the Jump Bluff, but it'll do a decent amount of damage to those two over there. Now, do I survive another Make It Rain? He is -1. So maybe I will survive on Make It Rain. Jump Bluff will not, unfortunately. And the sunlight has faded. So now my boost from attack is faded until Torkoal comes out and says hello once again. And here comes the sun. Now, let's pay attention. I don't think he's got another Pokemon now. I think it's 2 versus 1. Me with the 2, him with the 1. So we're going to go ahead and Helping Hand our Great Tusk and Earthquake it up and hope for the knockout. Because that's all I've got. I didn't Tailwind. I can't Sleep Powder. Earthquake gets the KO and I knock out my own Torkoal. I'm sorry, buddy. But you are totally MVP of this match. Last time I was in a situation like this, I didn't realize that they were down to 1 and I completely botched it. This time, I did not do that. Alrighty, this 4th match, we've got Brute Bonnet, Heracross, Iron Bundle, Tinkaton, Kingambit, and Garganackle. All of these Pokemon pretty much tell my team to, not really go anywhere, but we do have a Sucker Punch user with Brute Bonnet. I think Heracross is different. I saw someone use them at the regional. The Terra Rock and then sat there and spammed Rock Slide for the multiple flinches. That was interesting. But Tinkaton with the Fake Out support, Garganackle because he's just tanky, and then Defiant with Kingambit. It could also be Commander, but everyone prefers, Defiant over Commander. Is it Commander or Commando? I don't know. So yeah, it's Defiant. Just don't. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get set up with our Fluttermane Torkoal open. Great Tuscan Tusk. I think we could walk in with Chien Pao, maybe. No, we'll bring in our Jump Up this time because yeah, Jump Bluff. I only got 5 seconds. Oh, I clicked it. Jump Bluff. We're gonna bring you in. We'll bring you in. I don't know how this is gonna go, but hoping for the best. Alrighty, buddy. Let's go. Garganackle and Brute Bonnet. Okay, so I'm gonna activate the Drought first. Get the Photosynthesis, and Brute Bonnet's also gonna get a boost. So I don't know what item that they're gonna use, but the attack was heightened. I think I'm just gonna go right into the Brute Bonnet with the Overcharge. And I want to Moonblast into Garganackle. Yeah, let's Moonblast into Garganackle. Brute Bonnet does have Sucker Punch, which is really weak against darks. So we'll use the Terra and go into that slot. That way, if Brute Bonnet does use Sucker Punch, it's not super effective. And Fluttermane does live an extra turn. The X-nay about that is, one, we're locked into Moonblast, and two, we can't use the Terra on our Jumpluff. Now, another strategy I could have done is swap out Fluttermane to bring in someone else, but I didn't want to risk it to lower her down at all. Spore into the Torkoal. That's a... Oh, no, he's not. He's not. Well, I mean, he's faster than freaking Torkoal. That's for sure. It's faster than Torkoal. Alright, and the Heavy Slam goes right into the Fluttermane, knocking him out, and Torkoal is just going to stay asleep, because why not? Okay, so Garganacl now gets part of their HP back. We're going to come in with the Great Tusk, which may or may not be a good option, because Brute Bonnet's on the other side of there. But he is a Dark type. We're going to swap out Torkoal for Jumpluff. And we could Headlong Rush. Earthquake's not going to do anything. Close Combat will knock him out. It leaves the Garganacl alone for a little bit, but I think that's the better option. I mean, well, I could get into both these slots. It's still a stab. Yeah, let's do that. We'll leave Garganacl alone this turn to let him do his thing. Oh, he's gonna retreat him anyway. That's cool. So it's a good thing that I decided to do that. Heracross comes out on that side. It's a shiny. Good going. That's fighting. I think it's fighting Bug. Might be flying. If it's flying, it's a good thing I didn't go into that slot. But we'll attack Brute Bonnet and knock it out. Goodbye. It's Bug fighting. That's Heracross. It's got Swarm, Moxie, and Guts. So Guts is, yep, it's burnt. That takes away from me being able to sleep it. Garganacl comes out. And I'm gonna go ahead. What's the turn like? Harsh for 3 more turns? I kind of like that. I like that a lot, actually. We'll go ahead and Giga Drain. Well, that's not going to do a whole lot, honestly. We tried that before. We'll Sleep Powder the Garganacl and hope for the best. Close Combat. Not very effective against the Heracross, but... That's a good question. Let's retreat. Great Tusk for Torkoal. He's probably going to start spamming, you know... Rock Slides? So we'll see. Garganacl will protect, so the Sleep Powder will not go into that slot. Ignores. Now, what is Heracross going to do? Close Combat. Into the Torkoal slot isn't going to do a whole lot, but it will lower down the defenses. Now, we know that's Flame Orb, so they're not scarfed into anything, unfortunately. But now they're burnt. With Guts, they ignore the burn things. But I'm going to protect with Torkoal to see if it'll wake up. It's already had 1 turn of sleep. So there's a good chance that he could wake up and just like, hey, no, I don't want to do that now. But it was good that I swapped out Great Tusk. It's kind of bad that I'm leaving Garganacl alone, but... Oh, Torkoal woke up. Let's go with the Protect. What's Heracross's speed? 85? Ugh. Oh, right. Purifying Salt. Right. Rock Blast. 2 to 5 times move. It will only hit twice. That's cool. But Salt Cure is going to go into the Torkoal slot. Neat. Alright, cool. Alright, so we're going to do something incredible, if you ask me. Heracross is burnt. That's cool. Still. We're gonna go ahead and Tailwind it up and overheat into the Heracross. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. I don't know if they're gonna be speedier than me, but if they're not, this is gonna be funny. And if they are, checkmate. Cross con up. Nope. I tried, guys. But the -2 will now get to Torkoal. Unfortunate. I was hoping that I was really, really fast. I was not. But here's the thing now. Oh, is the sun gone? I mean, the sun might be gone. I don't think it really matters at this point. But now I have Great Tusk out here. And Tailwind is the thing. Yeah, sun's gone, but I have turns on Tailwind still. And I'm going to Giga Drain that. What can I do? I can't do anything. I'm going to be locked into something. Let me make it a stab. Any one of these is bad. Garganacl. Withdrew Heracross. Okay. Good call. King Gambit. They Terra. It's going to be the Garganacl. And what are you tearing? Fairy. Okay. Interesting. And Long Rush into the Garganacl. Takes it down to half. I drop a stage. In both stats. Defense and special defense. But I Giga Drain. To get a little bit of a... Oh, Jesus. Salt Cure into Jump Block. Drops it down to 8, but they unfortunately die this turn. They probably should have died with the damage, but this game, at least how it's always been. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, no. They don't, because Covert Cloak says no. Oh, that's funny. Sleep Powder the King Gambit, and we're going to Headlong Rush. I know, game. I meant to push down. And to the Garganacl. Oh, well, that sucks. That sucks. Sucker Punch right into the Great Tusk doesn't do a whole lot. Headlong Rush into the protected Garganacl. Get a little bit more HP due to leftovers, but I'm going to sleep. King Gambit. Do you have Lungberry? You do not have Lungberry. Interesting. So I'm going to then Giga Drain the King Gambit. Well, screw it, the Garganacl. And Headlong Rush the King Gambit to knock it out. That's so funny that Covert Cloak prevents Salt Cure. That's so funny. The more you know, right, guys? I had no idea. That's so dope. Okay, withdrew King Gambit to bring out Heracross. Oof. This is gonna hurt Heracross, but it's a good switch in. Headlong Rush. Now they don't have the minuses to their stuff now, so that's like a good read. Giga Drain to the Garganacl. Okay, are you going to Salt Cure? You are, and it's going to be the Jump Left. And next turn, you're going to Protect. And I don't know if you're going to switch to Heracross or not. So for me, it's best to go into Heracross. Although I only have maybe 2 more attacks left. And then I struggle. I only have 2 attacks left. Let's go Heracross. Take it in. Take it in. Take in the Headlong Rush. And it's my fault for not, increasing the PP. Oh, you just barely lived? That's so funny. I was really hoping, guys. It did not work out. That's a lot of minuses, but that's okay. We're now 3-1 in today's video. Alrighty, so our 5th and final match of the day is going to be against Amoonguss, Arcanine, Palafin, Fluttermane, Dragapult, and Chien-Pao. Okay, so this one has a wide assortment of Pokemon that we should be very, very aware of. Dragapult especially. Although we do have answers to him, thankfully, with Great Tusk and Fluttermane, he's still a problem nonetheless. So we're going to bring in Torkoal, and I think we're going to bring in the Great Tusk first. We'll have the Chien-Pao in the back. Should we bring in Fluttermane? I mean, Thunderbolt to Palafin's pretty useful. I think we leave Chien-Pao home. We'll bring in Fluttermane and Jumpluff. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the thing. We could bring in Chien-Pao for Dragapult, but I do have answers to that Pokemon with like Fluttermane. And if it's Terra Steel, it's going to be, fodder for Torkoal. I know Torkoal of all things, the slowest Pokemon in my team, but I do have Sleep Powder. So if it's a choice item, Sleep Powder is going to be a major problem to this team here. And we open up with Palafin and Fluttermane. So here we go. Fluttermane's thing goes up and its speed was heightened. Great Tusk now. Its attack was heightened. Interesting. Let's click Overheat into the Fluttermane, and we're gonna Terra Rock Slide. Terra Earthquake. No, that's gonna hurt Torkoal. Yeah, Terra Rock Slide. Right now, Fluttermane is going to outspeed Great Tusk. Oh, he withdrew him. Okay, neat. Awesome. We'll bring out Arcanine. Okay. That only helps me. Thank you. Torkoal now goes in the back because Eject Pact is so cool. And I'm going to bring out Jumpluff. Because Palafin's not going to hit Jumpluff for any type of damage. It might hit the Great Tusk now because I decided to Terra Fire. But Rock Slide is still a thing, so I'm hoping for the flinches. But Jet Punch is still priority. Palafin will protect. Good read. But Rock Slide will now come in and do some free damage against the Arcanine. Oh, and Arcanine avoids the attack. Oh, that's even better. Kinda, sorta, I say. We're gonna retreat and bring on our Fluttermane. Because right now, having Great Tusk out there isn't a huge benefit. We can't be Will-O-Wisps, but I'm locked into Rock Slide. And I don't know how I feel about that. But Fluttermane should be a problem for these Pokemon. Speed was heightened, which is the Palafin, so now we get 0 to hero when they comes back out. Are you... Oh, Amoonguss. Cool. Are you going to extreme speed? Sleep Power to the Arcanine, and it's not going to be affected because of safety goggles. Flare Blitz into the Jumpluff, in which it will automatically fall. Nice try. It was kind of a hard choice whether or not to do to switch into Torkoal too, but There was a good possibility that I was going to lose there. But I will go into the Arcanine, and then this will go into the Amoonguss. Both of my Pokemon will be put to sleep. Or have the chance of being put to sleep. Hopefully that's not the case. But I'm going to headlong rush into the Arcanine. Should knock it out almost immediately. As it's got safety goggles, so it's not sashed. But it will protect to last a turn. Amoonguss will get hit with the Shadow Ball now. And goes down to half. I'm kind of tempted of like carrying around a Terra Blast instead of like Rock Slide. I find myself not using it as often. Although I really should. I'll go into that slot and then I mean, we could go into the Arcanine slot instead of the Amoonguss slot. Great Tusk is going to be asleep. He has to have his turn of sleep. So Shadow Ball into the Arcanine slot to knock it out. See you later. Amoonguss is going to Spore Fluttermane, which is unfortunate. But Great Tusk is going to have its turn to sleep. So Fluttermane will automatically be asleep next turn. There's nothing I can do about that. Torkoal, however, could, not Torkoal, but Great Tusk, however, could wake up next turn, depending on what it is. Fluttermane will now come out on their side. And I'm locked into my slot, unfortunately. We are now both based on speed. How's the Sun? Sun lasts for one more turn. I don't know about that, guys. I kind of don't like it. We'll swap. I mean, we'll swap. It's the only option I really have. My Great Tusk isn't affected by their berry attacks. My Fluttermane is, unfortunately. So here comes Torkoal. Withdrew Amoonguss to bring out their man Palafin, who is now 0 to hero. Heroic Transformation. Shadow Ball into the Great Tusk slot. Oh, that's a lot. That is a lot. That was a lot. That was too much. The sunlight faded. That was a lot. That was a lot. That's Specs? Yeah. Oh. It says Oko for Moonblast, but not Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball 71. So I wonder what they did. We're gonna protect the Torkoal. Torkoal protects. And their Palafin jet punches into my Torkoal. I protected, so it does nothing. Their Fluttermane goes with the Shadow Ball. We'll get the KO though. This game is theirs. Like, it is essentially 3-on-1. And Torkoal is not as bulky as people would like to believe. But we'll totally overheat the Fluttermane. Because why not? Oh, just to rub it in. I'm just kidding. They're not doing anything. Terra on the Palafin to water. Well, the item isn't clicked on. So let me do choice specs. Jet punch. Right at, oh, Torkoal just barely lives. And then Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball will, well, it's not always a guaranteed one-hit KO, but it is a little bit. So that's interesting. Shadow Ball does still do a lot of damage. Alrighty, and our first match is up and ready to go. We've got Grimmsnarl, Annihilate. I think that's Hydreigon. Yes, it's Hydreigon. It kind of looks like Iron Jugulus. So it's just like, yeah, Sylveon, Skeledirge, and Rotom Wash. Ooh. Okay, so Torkoal and Fluttermane for sure. Because of the fact that we're assuming that Grimmsnarl is going to come out, and I'm also going to assume that maybe Annihilate is going to make some sort of reveal. Great Tusk because Skeledirge, but I don't have anything for the Rotom Wash, unfortunately. I could jump up him. He might have Trick, which then negates a lot of what I'm trying to do. It also will do like a lot to Torkoal if he's ever left alone. Like, honestly, I don't have anything to answer for Sylveon either, which is the terrible choice in of my teams. We'll bring in Jumpluff. Just to be on the safe side, Hydreigon does get Tailwind. Like a lot of the dragons do get Tailwind. So I'm not surprised if he brings it in. Grimmsnarl and Rotom. Okay. It's my Fluttermane and Torkoal. We're going to retreat Torkoal now to bring out Jumpluff. And we're going to Moonblast. Should we Moonblast into the Grimmsnarl? Yeah, we're going to Moonblast into the Grimmsnarl. Because we may not knock out the Grimmsnarl. But I wanted to save Torkoal. Torkoal's going to be one of the big heavy hitters that's not going to be realized. Oh, Grimmsnarl lives with just barely a little bit of HP left. Hydro Pump into the Jumpluff, so we called that. Great switch in. Jumpluff will now go ahead and use Sleep Powder on the Rotom, and I will Moonblast the Grimmsnarl once more. So he's going to probably bring up his last screen. He did Light Screen before. Reflect would be beneficial here. Okay. Sorry. They're kind of taking a little bit to really decide what they want to do. I mean, I would say Fake Out for Grimmsnarl, but that's not a good choice since they use Light Screen. Here's the Reflect, so that's good. Lowers down my damage a lot. Gonna sleep the Rotom. Do you have the Lumberry? He does not. Most likely is a Scarf or Spec build. I mean, he could also have the Citrus Berry, don't get me wrong. But Rotom is going to be asleep for quite a while. Who's your next Pokemon? The weather here is kind of like good obnoxious. So I do apologize, but I will have to blow my nose. All right, so now we have Skeledirge up next. We're gonna go ahead and Terra, and we're gonna Sleep Powder Skeledirge, and we're gonna swap Fluttermane for Great Tusk. Because right now, Fluttermane is locked into Moonblast, which doesn't do a whole lot to Skeledirge. I could knock out the Rotom, but I think this is the better choice. And I'm going to Terra Jumpluff to Water to negate any and all damage from Skeledirge. Sleep Powder on the Skeledirge will land, putting him to sleep. Rotom is still saying night-night. Skeledirge will also take their one turn of sleep. All right. So this is interesting. how long do we have of sun? 2 more turns. Gotcha. So we'll Giga Drain the Rotom, and we'll Headlong Rush the Skeleturge. Okay, they're gonna Terra. It's probably gonna change the Skeleturge, and it does. To Grass. You're 1 turn too late. I mean, don't get me wrong. Giga Drain will hit the Rotom. It takes a fifth. That's quite a bit of HP there. Headlong Rush right into the Skeleturge, and it does also a fifth. Rotom wakes up to do a Hydro Pump, and it misses the Great Tusk. Skeleturge also woke up and does Shadow Ball to the Great Tusk, doing quite a bit of damage. So we're going to go ahead and put Rotom to sleep again because Skeleturge is now grass, and we can't do anything to that. Yeah, and we'll go right into the... Yeah, we'll go right into Skeleturge. Sleep Powder to the Rotom. Go back to sleep. Just hang out there. Headlong Rush into that slot again. We're going to lower our defenses another stage. But at this point in time, Great Tusk has already done his job. If I were to swap out now, it would be no benefit to anybody. And I could have swapped out to Torkoal, but I do want Torkoal to come in healthy. Because now that, yep, Sunlight is gone. Bring out the Drought. We'll hit Skeleturge now with Pollen Puff. And I kind of want to erupt. Wait, not Pollen Puff. Tailwind. I want to double Torkoal speed. And I'm going to overheat into the Skeleturge. Skeleturge will protect. Good call. And activate Tailwind. Just to double my speed. Rotom woke up one more time to use Hydro Pump on no one because it misses Torkoal. Torkoal with the overheat. Come on, let's go. Okay, so now that that's up, we're going to go ahead and Giga Drain the Rotom again. And am I faster than Rotom? I don't think so. So we're just gonna go right into it again with the overheat. I could go with the eruption, right? It's probably not a good idea. Are they gonna bring out Hydreigon? So I think I've seen all 4 of their Pokemon at this point. So it's Rotom, Skeleturge, and Hydreigon that's left. Because Grimmsnarl is out. Thunderbolt into Jumpluff, which will get it down to 25%. Or at least 25 HP, sorry. And Overheat will hit the Hydreigon. Does not do a whole lot, but will lower down its special attack. Eject Pack will now kick in. And here comes Monsieur Fluttermane again. With the Protosynthesis for the Sun. Jumpluff being like a real word that I can't say right now. We're gonna go ahead and sleep the Rotom again, and I'm gonna go just straight into yes, Moonblast right into that slot. Sleep Powder on the Rotom again. Hey, take a nap for a while, please, and thank you. Moonblast right into that slot. Goodbye, Hydreigon. And Rotom is asleep again. And Light Screen is now gone, which means Reflect is also going to be gone. next turn. Which is... it was the 8. So, okay. Jump up. Go ahead and just Giga Drain yourself some HP for free. And hit the Skeledirge for a lot. You'll probably protect. Yep, there it is. But that's okay. Rotom will have its second turn of sleep unless it doesn't go to sleep. So it's not Spect or Scarf because it used Hydro Pump and Thunderbolt. So that, good to know. It was the Citrus Berry. Again, that's good to know. Moonblast goes into the Skeledirge slot, which doesn't do much. Rotom stays asleep. My Tailwind is gone, and their Reflect is now gone. I don't think it really matters right now. They're down to 2 Pokemon and one's asleep. And yeah. Giga Drain the Rotom still, and we'll just Moonblast. We'll just go on with the attacks that we did. So Giga Drain off the Rotom, get him just a little bit of HP left. And Jumpluff goes up in the standings in HP, so yay. Moonblast into the Skeledirge slot. It will get the KO because it's a crit. Not bad. Like, I get the reason why you would want a Terra Grass, but should probably have kept him as fire because I had a harder time dealing with him. But again, I know why, so. And yeah, okay, we'll just Giga Drain and Moonblast that slot. Battle's canceled. Not bad for, you know, match 1. All right, match number 2, ready to go. Ooh, this is an obvious snow team, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Baxcalibur, Scyther, Bombasnow, Frostlass, Beartick, and Avalugg. I don't know what that Scyther does. Probably not anything fun. I know that's really good in Pokemon Unite, so that's interesting. Everything else, I have no, I don't have an inkling. Beartick, Frostlass, all these guys have like either Slush, and like Sheer Force? I'm not sure. We'll walk in with Torkoal and maybe Fluttermane. We'll bring on the Chien-Pao this time, and well, Jumpluff isn't gonna be like a good thing. We'll bring in Gyarados. I think, yeah, we'll bring in Gyarados. Like, we should bring in Jumpluff and Gyarados, but that's ×4 to that entire team, while Torkoal just kind of like yippee. Even with Terra Water, someone with Freeze Strike can easily wreck Jumpluff's face. Chien-Pao coming out though, that should be like a huge benefit. All right, Baxcalibur and Frostlass. It's my Fluttermane and Torkoal. Let's just go ahead and make that harsh. Give Fluttermane the base speed, and we'll go ahead and overheat the Frostlass. And we will Dazzle Gleam both. With your Baxcalibur, that's a good call. I was going to do a lot of damage just now. Bombasnow to reset the weather. I'm still the fastest Pokemon. Unless Frostlass gets it now, but we'll see. Dazzle Gleam on my side hits both Pokemon, takes Frostlass to half. Curse Body, so now Dazzle Gleam is now gone. And Aura Veil on Frostlass goes through. Now here comes the Overheat, which will now knock out the Frostlass. So that Cursed Body disabling Dazzle Gleam is forcing me to switch out Fluttermane. Interesting. So now we will bring out Chien-Pao because ice. I kind of want to keep it ice until they give me a reason to get rid of it. Jam-Pow will now go ahead and use Sacred Sword against the Abomasnow. And we will then switch out Fluttermane to do Gyarados. Lower down the attack on that side of the field. And because their defenses are lowered, Abomasnow should be able to be KO'd this turn. Okay, Thaytera. Who is it? The Baxcalibur. Okay. And you change it to Ice. Okay. Probably Ice Shard or Glacial Crash. Ice Shard goes out first, and it's going to go to the Gyarados slot. Not a whole lot, because Water says no. But Sacred Sword into the Abomasnow is not going to knock it out, even with the defense drops. Wood Hammer will go into that slot. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage, thanks to the weather. And we'll go ahead and we'll get prepped for the Sacred Sword again, and we will Thunder Wave the Baxcalibur. Withdrew Baxcalibur again. Send out Avalugg. Sacred Sword into Abomasnow. Knock it out. And now I'm going to Thunder Wave Avalugg. Cannot move. It was just switched in, so it can't really move anyway, but there's that. Baxcalibur comes back in, so that's cool. But now I get to Sacred Sword that slot into Oblivion. He still has Ice Shard, but I don't really have anything to worry about for the most part. But I am gonna Thunder Wave that slot too. Sacred Sword into the Baxcalibur. We'll get about a third. Thunder Wave next. Now they're both paralyzed. They didn't use a priority move, so Breakage Swipe with Baxcalibur doesn't do a whole lot, but it will drop the attack on both Pokemon. Citrus Berry will be activated on Gyarados. And Avalugg is paralyzed and could not move. Okay. Time to enact Plan B, which is... we're going to Sacred Sword that guy, and we're going to swap out Torkoal from, with Gyarados. Torkoal now comes out and is going to reset the weather. This should turn off Aura Veil. Excalibur couldn't move because of paralyzed. Sacred Sword does not turn off Aura Veil. That's good to know. Avalanche now goes into the Torkoal, does nothing because it's Torkoal. Do that, and we'll do Overheat to Avalugg. I'm not attacking Baxcalibur at all. Baxcalibur has Thermal Exchange, so it will get a boost if I hit it with fire attacks. Now, it could also have Ice Body, but I don't see it like gaining any HP during the weather, so I know that it's Thermal Exchange. Breakage Swipe into both will drop the attacks again, but both parties will survive. Overheat to the Avalugg now. And that will just barely get the... Oh, Sturdy? Sturdy holds on, so you don't have to use the Sash. That's neat. Body Press in the Torkoal, though. We'll get it down. Good question. So now we will do Gyarados and Fluttermane. Come on back. I could knock out Excalibur. As a matter of fact, I could knock out both Pokemon with no problem. What I would like to do is try to do it without having any of my guys knocked out. Apparently, that's a challenge now that I made up for myself. I don't know why I did it, but we're going to work with it. So now we got Fluttermane and Gyarados out there. Both healthy. Well, healthy-ish. Ice Shard goes into Fluttermane. Will not knock it out. And recover from the Avalugg. Sorry, Avalok, you're not gonna get that stat back though. We're gonna go ahead and just taunt you now. We're just gonna take care of that. And we're going to Terra Fairy Dazzle Gleam. With the -1 in attack, it seems to be able to survive just a little bit. The Ice Shard isn't doing a whole lot of damage, which is great. They will do it again. And we'll just take down Fluttermane to 1 HP. Oh, just barely survives. Here comes the Dazzling Gleam, though. And the double KO. I didn't calc for that, by the way. That is dope. I thought Fluttermane would survive, but maybe it's because of the ghost typing that it did, but Fairy said no. I have no idea. But that's match 2. Alrighty, and our third match is ready to go. We've got Chi-Yu, Fluttermane, Iron Bundle, Azumarill, Dragonite, and Electros? I think that's Pokemon's name. This is a very weird assortment of Pokemon for sure. Let's see what we can do with this bunch. I think some of the best options that we have might be we can go in with Torkoal. Torkoal, Great Tusk, Chien-Pao. I think Jumpluff is going to be the best option here. Great Tusk takes out Chi-Yu, Electros, and has opens for Dragonite, and then Chien-Pao will also take out Dragonite. Can also one-shot Iron Bundle. We're not bringing Fluttermane in because like the obvious mirror. So we do have ways of dealing with their side. What I'm trying to find out is whether or not that would be beneficial or not. So the win-con is to be successful, obviously. I can't read any of those. So Iron Bundle and Chi-Yu. So unfortunately, we did open up to like the kind of like a terrible assortment of Pokemon. But I don't recall Quark Drive being activated on Iron Bundle. So that's interesting. Did I Helping Hand? Great Tusk into Earthquake? I mean, it will do a lot to Torkoal. Swap out the... No, I can't swap out Torkoal. Okay, we're going to protect Torkoal and we're going to Earthquake everything else. Withdrew Chi-Yu. Probably Dragonite. It is Dragonite. So what does Iron Bundle have? Focus Sash? I mean, it could be Spect. It's one of those items that is climbing up on the ladder, but it's probably Sash. It is not. But will not hit the Torkoal, but will hit the Great Tusk for about half. And the speed fell. I'll go ahead and Eruption, and I'll swap Great Tusk for Chien-Pao. Because it's an automatic 2-hit KO over there. I would bring in Jumpluff, but it's not a good idea. I would have to get in on the free switch-in to do that. So I don't know what this bundle has. And I can only surmise that Dragonite is built same. We're going to find out now. So we're either looking for a Terra Normal or Terra Flying. And it's going to be Terra Normal. So extreme speed, maybe twice banded. to the Torkoal. Will not get the KO, but will drastically lower down the wow. Oh, never mind. Stats are lowered, so it gets ejected. Okay, because of that, we can do this. Oh, eruption. Wow, brain fart. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and sleep powder Dragonite. Right? Is that the option? I mean, other option is to knock out the Jumpluff. We're gonna do that. We're gonna knock out the, not Jumpluff, but Iron Bundle. We're going to sleep the Iron Bundle, and I'm going to Sacred Sword the Dragonite. Extreme Speed. You'll automatically go first into the Jumpluff slot. We'll knock it out, unfortunately. Sorry, Jumpluff. Icy Wind will go off next, lowering down the speed of Chi and Pow even further. Sacred Sword into that slot will take it down to its third. Here comes Great Tusk. Great Tusk will now Terra. And we'll now use Rock Slide. And I'm going to Sucker Punch into Iron Bundle. It's been doing nothing but Icy Wind, so I'm hoping to take advantage of the fact that it's going to use Icy Wind and hit a lot of things. Nope, never mind. That's totally fine though, because Dragonite is still locked into extreme speed. Who are you gonna hit? It's going to be great. Ah. I really couldn't do anything this match. Nope, not a thing. I tried. Couldn't do it. So yeah, we'll just do that and still Sucker Punch into the Iron Bundle. Dang, that sucks. Extreme Speed goes into the Torkoal. Nope, Chi and Pow, which will knock it out. Ooh. Speed fell. There you go. Overheat. Lower my thing 2 stages. Dang it. And the sunlight faded. Chi. Yep, it's 3-on-1. Yeah, and we are out of here. Battle was canceled. Not bad. Not bad. There was nothing I could have really done there. All right, and our 4th match is... Oh my god. Okay. All right, Electric Team, here we go. What is this, a challenge that I'm missing? Should we do that? Like monotyping? We had to pick one challenge to get to the master rank. Oh god, please don't. That'd be so funny. All right, we got Kilowattrel, Belly Bolt, Iron Hands, Sandy Shocks, Raichu, and Rotomower. A pure electric team that says, "Hi, Great Tusk. I want to get punched really hard by you." So that's gonna be a thing. All right, so we're gonna walk in with Great Tusk and Torkoal, and Jump Pluff, yes. I mean, Jump Pluff may not be like the best option in here. Fluttermane and Qianpao. We're not going to bring in Jump Pluff. Jump Pluff would be really beneficial, but we're also looking at Pokemon that are like I'm well afraid of Tailwind, but everything that Jump Pluff is weak to this team. Flying type, so even with Grass, which does nothing to Electrics, is going to be ×2, and then if I Terra Water, it's still ×2. It is rough, but Raichu also knows how to Fake Out. And someone is floating on an air balloon. Who? I have no idea. But I'm going to force them to pick. So I'm going to retreat Torkoal. Retreat Torkoal and Rock Slide. We're gonna Rock Slide so that we can kind of get the flinches in, hopefully, hoping. Fake Out. It's the Fake Out, and it was to the Torkoal, so we did call that. I was really hoping that it wasn't on the Great Test. Someone avoided it. I don't know. Kilowattrel avoided it, but I popped Raichu's air balloon. Hurricane will now go into that slot, which will one-hit KO. Holy cow. So now we'll bring in Fluttermane. So the obvious weakness is pretty much gotten rid of. Kilowattrel is really powerful. A Hurricane from downtown knocks him out. That's insane. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead with the Ice Spinner into Kilowattrel, and we're going to Terra, Dazzle Gleam, the Fluttermane, because it's really, really strong with or without it, so why not? Now, if anyone else on that team does have some sort of, what am I thinking of? Oh, that was ×4. Anyway, no wonder it knocked out. Great test. I don't think anyone else on the team has Fake Out, so maybe the Ghost typing isn't required, but we will knock out both these Pokemon. I figured out why Great Tusk was knocked out in one hit with Hurricane. That is a ×4 attack to him, because Flying is weak against... Fighting is weak against Flying, and so is Ground. Ooh. That's good to know. That's really good to know. Sandy Shocks is next, and Belly Bolt is also next. Photosynthesis also activates in the sun, and speed was heightened, but it's not any faster than Fluttermane. So we're gonna go ahead and oh, which one is the best one? Yeah, why not? I mean, we're gonna go right into both these slots anyway. Sandy Shocks will go into the Protect. So that must be Parabolic Charge over there. Well, no, Sandy Shocks is also Ground. So Parabolic Charge wouldn't have worked, so he's just protecting him just to not be one-shotted. Belly Bullet with Electromorphosis will now get hit. Qianpao will now go into that slot, which Sandy Shocks protects. Parabolic Charge will now go off of both these Pokemon. It does a ton of damage, and he also gets healed for quite a bit. And he's even got leftovers. So we'll just kind of focus our attention on Belly Bolt here. He'll probably protect. Probably. It would be my guess. I think the Belly Bolt's like the biggest person on the team. Why are you doing that? That's weird. Sorry guys, I see like a little stuttering on OBS, but it seems to be fine now. Dazzling Gleam will go on my side to attack both Sandy Shocks and Belly Bolts and will not knock out either one. But now Belly Bolt is charged with power. Discharge will now go off and will knock out the Qian Pao, but will not knock out the Flutter Mane. It's really weird. I didn't think that Sandy Shocks was faster. Well, it's in the speed, it's in the sun, so that kind of makes sense. So now we've got a very hard choice. We've lost this one, I believe. Because Torkoal needs to come out here now and says hi. I mean, we could do the eruption. Yeah, why not? We'll do eruption. Earth power? Nope, never mind. Bye, Torkoal. God dang it. Not bad. All right, our fifth and final match is here and ready to go. We've got Glamora, Golden Go, Dragonites, Water Tauros, Qian Pao, and Roaring Moon. Okay, so what do we do to prep for this particular team? I kind of feel bad because match 4 kind of like put me in my place there, as I made fun of it for being like a mono type team, which is Belly Bolt, man, is really, really strong. Overtook me, completely overtook me, all because I made a misplay for Great Tusk. So fun. Anyway, so for this particular match, I think we're gonna go ahead with Torkoal and maybe Flutter Mane. I could see Roaring Moon coming out. We're also gonna bring in Jumpluff, and I mean Great Tusk would be helpful here. Yeah, we'll bring in those Pokemon there. Okay, so our fifth and final match is now ready to go. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we got Glamora and Roaring Moon versus Torkoal and Flutter Mane. Photosynthesis on both sides activate, and speed was also heightened. I'm the current fastest Pokemon on the field. I'm going to Helping Hand the Flutter Mane. Does this hit both? It does hit both, but it doesn't really matter for one. Does he live? That's the question I have. Will he live? We're going to protect Torkoal, and we're going to Moonblast Roaring Moon. We're going to Terra. And it's going to be Roaring Moon. Change it to Flying. It's good. So you're in an Acrobatics build. Okay. Moonblast into that slot. We'll get it 2/3. Acrobatics will now go into the Torkoal. Does nothing. The Power Gem should also go into that slot. And it does. Predicted. Let's go. Okay. So swap. No. We aren't going to switch. We're not going to give them the satisfaction of that. We're going to do that. And hard into Protect again goes through, or Protect goes through Roaring Moon. We're going to Moonblast into that slot. It's going to fail, unfortunately. But I can't really do anything to the Glamora. So the Glamora now is going to Power Gem into Torkoal. We'll live with 3 HP, and we'll now do the Overheat, which he avoids. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This is a good match so far. Okay. And we're not even with our first few exchanges. I need to get Roaring Moon off the field. Acrobatics into like the Torkoal or anything is just gonna just wreck its face. Question is, Oh, with the double protect, let's go. I also protect with Torkoal. The Moonblast will go into the double protected Roaring Moon. And Mortal Spin will dodge the Torkoal because it's a protect. And will do very little damage to Fluttermane, but it will poison it. So it puts Fluttermane on a timer. Swap to Jumpluff. We need to get Torkoal out of there now. Officially out of there. I can't do anything else. Torkoal, come back. Should have replaced you at the beginning, turn 1, but I'm glad I didn't. Moonblast right into the Roaring Moon slot to knock out their Terra. They're now gone. Now, Acrobatics didn't do as much damage as it could because of the fact that it wasn't... I had the sun up, so most likely it was booster energy that kept it from doing such horrible damage. That's what I'm assuming, because booster energy doesn't get activated when the sun is out, so I might have stopped his strat right off the bat. Next up, Dragonite. Okay. I'm gonna Sleep Powder. How much do I have in the sun? Oh, sun ends in 1 turn. Terra Water, and I'm going to Tailwind. Now Moonblast into Dragonite slot. I'm gonna make it so Mortal Spin doesn't do enough damage to Jumpluff. I'm not gonna get poisoned because Covert Cloak says no. Secondary effects are really funny that way. So no, that doesn't happen. But Tailwind will now go up so that we can continue our speed advantage. Moonblast will go right into the Dragonite, drops it down to half, probably multi-scale. Power Gem into the Jumpluff will not do anything to it. And Iron Head into the Fluttermane, which will knock it out. Oh, is that me or them? That was me. Thanks, Nintendo. Love you. Alrighty, so we've got Corviknight, Grimmsnarl, Garchomp, Rotom Wash, Volcarona, and Amoonguss. Okay, so we've got a couple of Wallers. That is Amoonguss and Rotom. The supporter, which is going to be Grimmsnarl, but I don't. What is Corviknight doing? I know what Volcarona and Garchomp are going to do, but what is Corviknight going to do? That's the thing. That's the kicker here. What is Corviknight going to do? I think the best option is to start off with Torkoal. We could go with Great Test, but because Rotom's out there, I don't think that's the best option. We'll first start up with Fluttermane for that maybe the possible open for Grimmsnarl, and then maybe Corviknight. I don't know. This one's a little weird. Yeah, we'll go with that. Chien-Pao and Jumpluff. We want to make sure that we have a way to Tailwind because Corviknight and Volcarona does no Tailwind. I don't think that's going to be the thing though, but just in case, I just want to have it there. And Volcarona and stuff, I don't really know. Garchomp Rotom, so Disc-Quake or fake Disc-Quake. Whichever one hits first. We're gonna swap to Jumpluff for Torkoal, and we're gonna just Moonblast the Garchomp. We could do Dazzling Gleam, but yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna Moonblast because I want to try to save my Terra for Jumpluff. Right now, it's not a good idea just because of the fact that Rotom is a problem right now. Ah, my allergies are killing me. Right into the Garchomp, knocking him out. Goodbye. This weather change is kind of wrecking me. Jump Pluff is going to take the Hydro Pump because we called that. Corviknight is next. So another outcome that we foresaw. We're going to go ahead and Sleep Powder the Rotom. And we will swap Fluttermane for Torkoal. Oh, it withdrew Rotom. Okay, good. Oh, I slept that slot, so that's going to be interesting. Oh, Volcarona. Here we go. Sleep Powder the Volcarona. Do you have Lumberry? Volcarona's asleep. No Lumberry, but Brave Bird will go into the to the Jump Off, which will knock it out, unfortunately. And I'm okay with that because he gets damaged by Recoil, and now Fluttermane gets to come back out. And because Photosynthesis is a thing, we are doubled in speed. Well, not necessarily doubled, but you know what I mean, guys. And we'll go ahead and go straight into the Eruption because Volcarona needs to have its turn to sleep. Or did it have its turn to sleep? Well, it had its turn to sleep because Sleep Powder went first. Yeah, Volcarona's asleep. Ooh, that even out. Oh, okay, that was Protect. Never mind. Thunderbolt into Corviknight. Knock it out. Get out of here. And then the Eruption from Torkoal comes in and almost knocks it out. Probably breaks it down to a Sash, and it was... No, Leftovers. Oh, that's a bulky bug. Now we get to re-see the Rotom, who is asleep. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, interesting. So we go to that slot, and then we're going to go ahead and protect Torkoal. Battle's canceled. Never mind. All right, match number 2 is ready to go. We've got Donzo, Tatsugiri, Glimmora, Mousehold, Arcanine, and Gastrodon. So we got the Sushi build, the couple of Wallers here with Gastrodon and Glimmora. We got Arcanine with the Intimidate, and Mousehold, who is the general supporter that redirects and also uses Super Fang. So yay. I don't know if it's going to be the Super Fang build or if it's going to be the beat up build. I don't see Annihilate in the team, so it's most likely not going to be the beat up build, but it could be the Pop Bomb build. I think that's part of one. I'm not 100% sure in that, but yes. Donzo and Tatsugiri is something that we do have to fear. So we're going to bring in Torkoal. We should bring in Great Tusk. Who else? I think Jump Up is going to be useful here. And we'll bring in Chien Pao. These 4, I feel, are going to be the best ones to counter. But Donzo is one team that I can't always seem to counter at all. Like, I could do it, but it's gonna be tough. But we get our graces in by getting in our starters here. But we have Torkoal, Great Test that they opened up with Mousehold and Arcanine, and he didn't Intimidate. Interesting. Okay, so we're Protect here. I do have Jump Up. Do I want to use my Terra now? If I use my Terra now, I can't bring out Chien Pao. Which one do I want to do? Torkoal's protecting. If he's going to protect, we'll go Eruption here, and I will set up with the Close Combat for Mousehold. I think that's what I want to do first. He's going to Terra. And it's going to be on the Arcanine, changing the typing to Grass. Good call on me to not focus on the Arcanine, but go for the Mousehold. Close combat on the Mousehold, and it will knock it out. Goodbye. And my defenses drop one whole stage. I'm not sure why he's not using Intimidate. Play Rough will go into the Great Test, will not knock it out, but gets pretty close. And here comes the Eruption from downtown from the Torkoal, and it will knock out the Arcanine. Two Pokemon down, and I am set. So we now have Tatsugiri, and here comes Dodonzo. Ooh, shiny. That gets us +2 to all his stats. Okay, now Torkoal needs to leave. Like immediately. I'm gonna switch out to Jumpluff. And we'll let Great Tusk do his thing. We'll bring out Jumpluff so that if he uses like Earthquake, I'm not really affected by it. But if he uses Order Up, I'm not very affected by it. But Wave Crash would have definitely done some damage, and we don't want to be on the other side of that. Defenses drop another turn, and here comes the Earthquake. So we kind of saw that coming. This will do a lot to Great Tusk, will knock him out, so that's unfortunate, but it is something that we'll have to deal with. And he's got leftovers. Okay. Now we'll bring out Chien-Pao. How much do I have of the sun? Oh, I have 3 turns of sun. I'm good. Sleep Powder on the Dodonzo. Terra, Sacred Sword. Now if he uses Earthquake again to take out Chien-Pao, he's not going to be able to because now he's flying. He ignores all Earthquakes. He can still get hit with like Wave Crash or Order Up, but I'm not really worried about it, especially when the Sleep Powder goes off and hits the Dodonzo. Good night, sweet prince. Sacred Sword into that slot now. We'll do about a quarter. And he's asleep. Now, does he have Sleep Talk? I doubt it. I doubt that he has Sleep Talk. I'll go ahead and just start double into that slot now, because the only way that he can realistically get out of this position is to, you know, have Sleep Talk, but even then it's not going to really make a whole lot of difference. He is fast asleep. Is that enough for Giga Drain? It might be. How many turns do I have left? 1? Okay. Giga Drain to this, and then I will Ice Spinner into that. Battle's canceled. Never mind. I did guess it right. Alrighty, here are the third match Pokemon. We've got Dragonite, Chien-Pao, Palafin, Chi-Yu. Oh wow, Daspons and Fluttermane. I apologize, I am just all over the place right now. Okay, so we do have to prepare for the obvious open of Dragonite Chien-Pao. That is a very, very harsh open to deal with, especially with multi-scale. Daspons, I mean, I do see a place he gets like +2 to defenses when he's hit with a fire attack, but that has to be what the lava or the Chi-Yu is going to do. He's got Lava Plume. Most likely will have it so that it gives Daspons a little bit more. And once you have +6 in defense, it's really hard to take down Daspons. He's really annoying. I think we'll start up with Great Tusk Torkoal, and then we'll switch over to Fluttermane in case Palafin comes in, and we can also take out the Chien-Pao and the Dragonite. And at the end, we might as well go ahead and do the Chien-Pao. I would really like to bring in Jumpluff, but I don't feel confident enough that he'll be able to survive against 2 fire types, an ice type, a dragon type that's gonna just somehow get through every tactic known to man and just go, oh, I'm gonna extreme speed this slot. But I mean, who knows? Maybe we can call it and deal with it then. Okay, we've got the Chi-Yu Chi-Yu Fluttermane open, and I have the Torkoal Great Tusk. Speed was heightened. My left ear. So we'll get started with Protect with Torkoal because I don't really want him to die. You know, we have like a lot of options here. I think Earthquake is going to be the best because it does damage to Fluttermane as well. But Rock Slide does a lot and has the chance to flinch. Well, Headlong Rush into Chi-Yu. Protect goes up on the Fluttermane. That's good. Chi-Yu will also protect. Torkoal also protect. So nothing happens this turn. It was a walk. But stuff does happen. And I now need to either switch out Torkoal or keep him in. I think we're going to have to keep him in. We'll go with the Overheat and hit that with the Fluttermane, and we'll Headlong Rush back into the Chi-Yu. They will Terra. Probably the Chi-Yu. Nope, the Fluttermane. And that is going to be Fairy. Moonblast will go into the Great Tusk slot, which is totally fine. I could have Terra fired there, but I was really hesitant to. Dark Pulse will go into the Torkoal, which will not do a lot, but I get now Overheat into Fluttermane, which will knock it out and lower my stats 2 stages. But the saving grace is I get a switch out. And we'll bring in Fluttermane. And now we'll bring out Chien-Pao. Oh, they will also bring out their Chien-Pao. Interesting. Terra, Dazzling Gleam to get that set off, and then we will Sacred Sword into yeah. Well, no. We will not Terra. Because I could Terra here. Yes, I'll Terra here. I'm going to Terra here so that Chien-Pao doesn't get hit with Heat Wave. And if that's the case, I'm not going to get one shot. I mean, I'm not going to get one shot anyway. I'm going to protect with, Focus Sash. But in the event that something did happen, I wanted to be able to protect myself. So Sucker Punch goes into the Fluttermane, does knock it out, which is what I was hoping wouldn't happen. But it wasn't a special or an effective attack. But Sacred Sword goes into the Chi-Yu. Okay, so we're gonna helping hand the Chi-Yu. Not Chi-Yu, but wow, can't remember the name. We're gonna helping hand the Chien Pao and Sacred Sword into dash buns now because Chi-Yu retreated, which won't do a lot, but it was a crit and it still did a 40%. Icicle Crash goes right into the Chien Pao because, you know, I'm Terra flying, does a lot, but I hung on because of Focus Sash. And Dash Buns has leftovers. Overheat to Chien Pao, and we'll go ahead and Sucker Punch into Chien Pao. I mean, this game is pretty much over. Icicle Shard goes into Chien Pao. Oh, okay, so I outspeed Ice Shard, but not extreme speed. Interesting. Body Press will go into the Torkoal, and Torkoal's knocked out. I think my misplay, my grand misplay was to not Terra the Great Tusk. Alrighty, our fourth match is up and ready to go, and it's almost the exact same team we fought in match 2. We got Tatsugiri, Dodonzo, Iron Bundle, that's a change, Glamora, Chi-Yu, and Dragonite. So that's also a change. Let's see if we can greatly predict how this is gonna go, but Chi-Yu is definitely different, and Iron Bundle is definitely faster than what I could do if he uses Quark Drive. And most do. Like, that's not gonna, like, not be a thing for sure. What I could do is maybe set up with Torkoal Jumpluff, Terra the Jumpluff, and, you know, swap out the Torkoal immediately to bring out someone else that could deal with the threat there. But my thing is that if I do that and it's wrong, I end up with egg on my face. So I'm kind of left in a very difficult position. We'll bring in Torkoal, Flattermane, have Jumpluff in the back again. And in case if we do have to do with that mirror, we will bring in Chien Pao. I'm gonna leave Great Tusk alone, I think, but I also think that's a terrible decision, but I'm gonna leave him alone and leave him in the back and bring out Chien Pao for the sushi build, so Tatsugiri, Dodonzo, and I need someone with fighting that could take care of Dragonite. So there's that. And we have Iron Bundle and Glamora. Which is gonna activate my Fluttermane, but since Iron Bundle is out here, it doesn't really matter. I only go up to 307, I think. And Quark Drive now activates to make it 309. So what I'm gonna do first is Helping Hand the Fluttermane. I'm gonna leave it alone because I don't want to make it totally fairy. And I'm just gonna hit it with Thunderbolt. Let's see what happens. Icy Wind will go off, which will do a little bit of damage, but I'm still going to be faster. Since I know Quark Drive is activated, he does not have Focus Sash, but Torkoal gets to leave for Breezies. And I'm gonna bring out Jumpluff. Power Gem shouldn't be able to KO Jumpluff, but we'll see. Bye, Iron Bundle. Such a strong offensive Pokemon, but he's so frail. Oh, Earth Power. Okay, cool. Unfortunately, that does not affect me. Glamora, try again. I can't read that, so Dragonite. Okay, so we're gonna need to Sleep Powder the Dragonite, and I'm gonna hit the Glamora with Thunderbolt. I think that's the play. He could have safety goggles. The Dragonite could have Lumberry, or it could be Choice Band. I'm not sure. It could be also Assault Vest. If it's any of the, if it's not Lumberry or Safety Goggles, I'll have a a really good chance. If it's one of those two, Dragonite's definitely going to be taking some games. Terra comes out, and it's going to be for the Dragonite, and he's going to transform to a Terra normal, so it's most likely the extreme speed build, which is not great for Jump Bluff. Oh wait, it's not extreme speed, but sleep powder will go off. What's your item? It is not Lumberry or safety goggles. Let's go. We've got free reign. Power Gem will now go into the Jump Bluff, which will not knock it out, but gets pretty close. And Dragonite is asleep. You are asleep, sir. Now, we could try to sleep powder the Glimmora. He might have safety goggles. If he does, we're kind of screwed there. How many turns do I have a sun? I have 3. We're gonna swap to bring out Torkoal, Thunderbolt into the Dragonite to break a sash. Not sash, but the multi-scale. I know that Power Gem is gonna come out for Torkoal. Oh, Dragonite woke up immediately. We'll do extreme speed on the Torkoal, which will not knock him out, but he will survive. Here comes Thunderbolt into the Dragonite slot to break the scale. And Power Gem will now come out from Glimmora into Torkoal and does a lot of damage. So now we come back out with Chien Pao. And now we will Sacred Sword into Dragonite slot, and we will now Thunderbolt into... I'm locked into that slot. I actually want to swap. I'm actually going to swap from Fluttermane. Being Thunderbolt is right now is a bad idea. Using Thunderbolt at first and not switching immediately is also a bad idea. I'm just saying that 100%. Like, that was kind of a bad decision on my part. But here comes Jump Bluff. Extreme Speed. We'll go into the Chien Pao slot because he couldn't really target the slot that I had for Fluttermane, but the Sacred Sword will go into the Dragonite and knocks him out. Thank you. Thank you for Fluttermane for breaking the scale. And then Jump Bluff comes in and takes another Power Gem because I don't want to say predicted, but that was an outcome that I might have foresaw, but couldn't really articulate it. So I'm glad for that. All right, they send out their final Pokemon, which is going to be Chi-Yu. Speed was heightened. It's only going to last this turn, and then it drops. Well, we will Sacred Sword into the Chi-Yu slot, and we will shit. Nope. Maybe Shadow Ball. Yeah, we'll Shadow Ball into Glimmora. Chi-Yu will protect. That's good. Shadow Ball will now go into Glimmora. Maybe I should have. Oh! Sacred Sword into the slot does not do anything. Power Gem now goes into the Chien Pao. Man, I should have maybe Sucker Punch into that slot. This game would have been completely different. Oh man. You know what? Oh, that's okay though. That is 100% okay. I'm not mad. I'm not mad that that's how this turned out. Let's see what happens. Overheat. Yeah, that's... yeah. He drops special defenses? Yeah, no. Good game. Alrighty. Our next match is ready to go. We've got Gengar, Wu-Chen, Arcanine, Corviknight, Fluttermane, and Palafin. Okay, so 2 Pokemon to note here. One, the Lost Treasure, Wu-Chen, is now making a comeback. Welcome, Wu-Chen. And Gengar with Destiny Bond. That's the thing. I hate Destiny Bond. I love the fact that he's seen more play though, but I sure do hate Destiny Bond. We're gonna get set up with Fluttermane Torkoal though. And in the back, we will bring in Great Tusk, and I kind of want to say Jumpluff. He does have a lot of physical attackers. By physical, I mean Arcanine, Corviknight, and Palafin. But would Chien-Pao be worth here? Yeah, we'll bring in Chien-Pao. Why not? I would bring in Gyarados, but there's not a whole lot of like opportunities that I could do like a switch in. Like there's Arcanine that could switch in and do less damage to. There's Palafin that I could switch in and do less damage to. So yeah. Okay, Palafin and Arcanine. Torkoal and Fluttermane come out. We're gonna set the sun, but Intimidate goes off. Photosynthesis gets activated on Fluttermane, which gives him this additional speed boost. And Torkoal now gets to leave the field because he's a special boy. And we're going to bring out Great Tusk. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. We're going to Terra Fire so that we completely ignore any and all effects from Will-O-Wisp, which is something that Arcanine tend to have. And I'm going to Thunderbolt into the Palafin. So I'm going to Rock Slide Palafin, or Rock Slide Thunderbolt into Palafin. Palafin retreats, which is totally fine. You bring out Wu-Chen. So attack of all surrounding Pokemon is duped, dropped 25%, not including himself. But I'm gonna Terra Fire to not take hold of the Will-O-Wisp. Thunderbolt into the Wu-Chen. Ain't gonna do much, but that's okay. But I'm gonna Rock Slide now, which is gonna do a lot to the Arcanine and hopefully flinch. Will-O-Wisp will not affect the Great Tusk. We called that, and Wu-Chen just got to switch in, so he can't do anything. But that's okay, because now we're going to set up with the, not Earthquake, Rock Slide, and, I mean, I'm locked into the Thunderbolt, but you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Thunderbolt into the Arcanine. Should knock it out. And here comes the Rock Slide. That was a crit. And Wu-Chen is flinched and could not move. You want to bring out the Palafin? Huh? You want to bring the Palafin back out here? You want to... Oh, you do want to bring the Palafin back out. That's dope. All right. Who are you going to use Jet Punch on? Because now I get to Shadow Ball, or I'm going to Thunderbolt you right in the face. All right, Palafin's coming back out. He's probably going to get the Terra here, and he does. And what Terra do you have? It is Water. Most likely will be carrying the Mystic Water item, which boosts all water attacks by 20%. Jet Punch will come in, and it will hit the Fluttermane for half. Here comes the Thunderbolt, and you drop... Oh, not bad. Not a bad assortment, but now you're gone. Were you carrying the Mystical Water? Oh no, your attack... Oh, Wu-Chen lowered your attack. Leech Seed goes over to the Great Tusk. Great Tusk was seated. That's why. That makes sense. We're gonna switch out Great Tusk after this turn because we need one switch amount of Rock Slide. As much as I do like Rock Slide, it's not a good counter right now. We'll send out the Gengar though, so we'll switch him out. Bring out Qian Pao, and we're gonna Thunderbolt into the Gengar. We're Thunderbolting the Gengar because right now my Fluttermane is very Ghost, so it's definitely weak against Gengar. But I'm faster than Gengar by far, so it's gonna be hard for Gengar to really beat me in that regard. See, Thunderbolt goes off, hits the Gengar. We did not see Destiny Bond, but Cursed Body will take out Thunderbolt. And he'll come in with a Shadow Ball to knock out Fluttermane, which I'm okay with because Fluttermane needed to swap out anyway. Can I see what the effects are? No? Okay. That's kind of dumb. All right, Torkoal's coming in. Hello. My man Torkoal's out here now. Sucker Punch into the Gengar, and we're going to Eruption that side of the field. Because why not? What are you going to do? Sucker Punch into the Gengar will knock it out. Goodbye. Cursed Body takes out Sucker Punch, which is totally fine. So now it's just Wu-Chan versus 3 of my Pokemon. He's going to Leech Seed the Torkoal. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Eruption now comes out and KOs you. I'm a special attacker, not a regular attacker. But that's still dope.